Alright, what's up, family? We're gonna do this video here on stuff, everyday things that you guys been through. And the word of the day gonna be foible. Because what the word foible gonna be dealing with is what the title of this video is. It's about race. It's an ugly thing. When I say the word foible, foible means the weakest part of a person's character. You may be an upstanding person, but everybody got that one little weak link in their chain. You know, somebody may catch you on an off day, you might say something and make you look a little different than what you really are. And now people want to judge you on that. Watch this. So that's why we're going to use foible, the weakest part of a person's character. But like I said, title of the video, it's about race. It's an ugly thing. Now watch this. I remember just a while ago, me and my wife, we went to the motor vehicles, right? And y'all been through stuff like this. We went to the motor vehicles and we driving around trying to get a parking spot in the motor vehicles parking lot. And as we driving around, you know, they got like one way. You got to drive this way, one way only, and then come through the other part, one way only. That's how you got to go. And as we come around this way, it's still no parking lot space on this side, no this side. Now as we driving slow, hoping, you know, people coming out, we see a couple come out. An older lady, what the heck? An older lady and a young kid comes out. White. There's a reason I'm saying this, because remember, we're dealing with foible, the weakest part of a person's character. As they came out, I'm still driving slow. They came this way. Now they crossed over to where we just left. But they started, the way they came out, and they seen us, me and my wife, black and Hispanic, right? They seen us. It's like as if they tried to delay and walk real slow. I noticed in their posture. I noticed it. And then all of a sudden, so I stopped. And then they started to talking, and then they crossed over, which means they parked in the other lot. So now I took my time, because I'm not rushing them, and I'm coming around. And what happened? As me and my wife came around, they standing there with the car door open, with the car on, because you see the lights on. You see that like he's about to back up. But then the moment I pulled up close to them, not blocking them at all, I said, hey, how you guys doing? Are you guys about to move out? Right away. Before I even said that though, I said to my wife, I said, look at this white lady and this white man. I said, I guarantee you, they're gonna show just how foible they are, a weak part of their character. I said, I guarantee they're gonna try to act like they're not getting out. But they clearly was about to pull out. Watch. So sure enough, I asked them, are they about to leave? And then right away, the lady says, oh, not right at this moment, we're not. So I just said, I went like that and pulled off. Kept pulling off. And just as I only pulled about 10 feet, just goes to show you, you can't never say all white people bad, all black people bad, all Spanish. No, because we only pulled 10 feet further, and another white lady came out. And I said, hey, how you doing, ma'am? Are you about to move out? And she said, oh, yes, I am. She said, matter of fact, it's the vehicle back there. I'll move out right now. See, very nice, very polite. And sure enough, I just backed it up because there was no other traffic. As I backed it up, and the car that she pulled out was right next to the two jerk-off people that said that they're not pulling out right now. Remember, this happened within a matter of 10 seconds. So now I back up, pull to the side, let the lady, she backs out, she pulls right out. Soon as she pulls out, me and my wife, we pull in the parking lot. Soon as we pull in the parking lot, next to the foible people who said that they weren't gonna leave, immediately when we pulled next to them, do you know they start the car up and pulled out? I said to my wife, I said, you see what I'm saying? Now, I would love it if I was wrong, but I knew I was right. It's like sometimes you could just look at a person and tell, now that's not always right, but I was, like I said to my wife that day, please would they prove me wrong? But they did everything to prove me right. I said, you can almost tell some people are just jerk off people. I said, look at, and then my wife was like, Dad, man, that's crazy. How you even peep that out? I said, I could tell in their whole demeanor. The moment, and everything I said to them was polite. But everything about them was, I'm not gonna pull out this parking spot for that black guy. I'm not gonna pull out this parking spot for that Spanish lady. Everything about them is said it in their whole demeanor. Now, I know somebody watching the video going, man, how you could tell that? Because the way that they walked out, they looked dead at us, don't know us. And then the Joker started to, it was as if he tapped the lady and said, hold on. But watch this. That story even gets worse about their Foyble character. Because not only did, soon as we parked, where they said they wasn't gonna pull out, but now we got a spot, we don't need your spot. Not only did, soon as we parked, he pulled out, turned out they wasn't even together. The guy pulled his truck out, pulled out a lot. Now we parked, we crossed over. The lady was in the car in front of him, 3 cars down. Now she pulls in her car and she pulls out. That's 2 spots open. They could have clearly said, hey, well, I got a spot here. He has this spot. We're gonna pull out one or the other. They did nothing like that. So it shows how Foyble of a character they are, how their character is just the word of the day, Foyble. Now watch this. The reason I said that, title of the video, Foyble. Title of the video, it's about race. It's an ugly thing. Because everything that person did, that was ugly. But, like I said, whenever you say the word but, that means you're just about to say just the opposite. You know, like, it's a beautiful day out today, but it's gonna rain later. Because as nasty of an attitude they were about it, that was spiteful, ignorance right there, right? The other white lady that came out, she was very polite, she told me exactly where she's at. She said, I'll pull out right now. She said, no problem. I know how it is getting a parking spot here. Wonderful lady. She was white too, see? That's why you could never say all. But watch, I'm gonna prove another point, how we all have that foil. A lot of us, believe it or not, we all are guilty of that Foyble demeanor sometimes. We all are. Watch, I'm gonna prove it to you. I remember many years ago, well, I thought this was dry enough. I remember many years ago, I was working at this job I was working. There was a real good co-worker I had, this guy named Anthony. He's Italian. Wow, I thought that was dry enough. Anthony was Italian. And I remember one day at the job, Anthony was going on and on about, he was singing Public Enemy. And he was going word for word with the songs, right? So I was like, right away with my Foyble response, I said, man, what you know about that? And then he said, what I know about it? He said, what you know about it? So I said, man, you over here singing Public Enemy. And then he said to me, he said, man, I bet you I know more Public Enemy than you do. And I was like, crazy, man. Because right away with my Foyble ignorance, I said, man, you crazy. So then he started saying the line for line. He was saying so much of the lines, I really didn't know the lines. I felt foolish. Here I am running my mouth. And it turns out Anthony really did know all the lyrics. And then he was going lyric for lyric. Then he went to another song and he said, see, you study running your mouth talking about, I don't know this. But it turns out you're the one that don't know it. So I felt kind of foolish. I was like, damn, this guy made me feel stupid. And then after that, he said to me, he said, man, you know everybody got a little bit of racism in them, right? I said, what? I said, you crazy. I said, well, not me, I don't have no racism. He said, man, ain't no way you gonna tell me you don't got a little bit of racism. I said, no, I don't. I said, see, black people, we not like you jokers. And he said, first of all, don't get me mixed up with whoever you calling jokers. Because, man, this dude was real cool. We used to have real conversations. And it's a great thing when you can have a real conversation with somebody and ain't no funniness there, right? He said, man, you jokers kill me. Always acting like black people don't do this and don't do that. He said, man, everybody got a little bit of racism in them. What the heck, man? This stuff supposed to be dry. He said, everybody got a little bit of racism, right? So I was like, man, I'm telling you, not me, man. He said, okay, so you're going to tell me you don't never say or do not racist? I said, no. Then he got me good. Because he was testing my Foyble character. Remember, Foyble means the weakest part of a person's character. So then he said, hold on, I got to get some of this started up. He said, so you're going to tell me? All right. So then Anthony was like, he said to me, he said, so you're going to tell me you don't never say nothing racial? You don't never say nothing to have a racial thought in your mind or nothing, which is Foyble, weak part of my character. And then I was proud to say, no. I said, no, I'll never do. He said, see, that's why I like having conversations with you, Spinks. He said, see, because unlike most people, you can't have a real conversation with them. He said, but watch, I'm gonna prove to you, you're full of shit. That's what he said. He said, I'm gonna prove to you that you're full of shit. So I said, what? I said, nah, man, we don't get down like that. He said, okay, so you're telling me, how about when you're driving? When you're driving on the highway, and let's say some other person cuts you off, right, and almost make you crash your car. And then when you look at the person that's driving the car, let's say it's another white person in the car. What's the first thing come out your mouth? I was like, he said, nah, come on, let's be honest. Be honest, don't lie, don't sit there and lie. Be honest, what do you say when someone cuts you off? He said, I don't care who it is in that car, you yell out some type of expletive, don't you? And I said, but yo, man, that's different.
Oh, that was different.
Like Red from Friday. Remember when Red had that big eye and they said, you never helped me out when Debo was choking me out in Smokey backyard. He was like, oh, that's different. Nah, I ain't different. But he proved his point. Because he said, see, he said that's the point of foible. It's like you do have one little small part of everybody have a character, a small part, a weak part of their character. He said, so when that white person cut you off, what did you in the car by yourself. Can't nobody see or hear you. But if you being honest, see right now we being honest, right? He said, honestly, when that guy cut you off, what did you yell in your car? And I was like, damn. I said, you know that's different. I get it. I said, because, yeah, I do be like, man, look at this stupid white blah, 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 right? He said, see, that's my point. He said, it could be a woman driving the car. What is the most common thing everybody yell out? A woman cut you off, what do you yell? You be like, man, look at this stupid woman. She don't even know how to drive, man. It could be a fat person. You yell out, man, look at this fat person. They shouldn't be driving. It could be an Asian person. Man, look at this Asian person. See, he said, this what we do. We don't realize because we in our comfort zone, we by ourselves, and we don't realize we yell out some racial expletive. You know what I'm saying? You know, which shows how that's a foible thing. Remember, F-O-I-B-L-E, foible, which means the weak part of a person's character. Now I love that. It's very rare I have a real conversation with someone like Anthony. He a doctor now in Staten Island. I miss that guy. That guy was a real solid dude. And he pointed that out to me, and he was 100%. All right, it's starting up. Now, I'm smoking like crazy. Now I smell like smoke. But see, he made a very valid point. Everybody's guilty of that. Like I said, it don't even have to be about race, even though that's the title of the video. It's about race. It's an ugly thing. So the other part where I say it's an ugly thing, like I said, let's just imagine you a Spanish person, black person, white person, it don't matter, Asian. When you're driving, sure enough, when that other car cut you off, and it was a fat person of any degree, when that fat person cut you off, when you look to see who was driving, you was like, man, look at this fat person go drive. They shouldn't be driving. Stomach all on the steering wheel. Man, what the hell they drive? But you yell out some type of expletive, which is offensive, which shows your foible character, the weak part of your character. So the truth be told, everybody does it. That's the second part where I said it's about race. It's an ugly thing. See, that's the ugly thing right there. Okay,
but it's like what you always say, and I like that. That's why it's very important to read everybody's body language.
Oh yeah, that's a video we got right here. It's called Body Language.
Yeah.
And what my wife talking about in that, like I said, when you're able to read a person's body language, you'll be ahead of the game. You'll be ahead of most people. That's what you're trying to say? Or
yes.
Want to say?
Yes.
And it's the truth. When you really able to read a person's body language. But I love how my boy Anthony, he pointed that out to me because he put me on blast. He put me on Front Street. He was like, man, you gonna tell me you don't never say nothing? I was like, no. And when he pointed out that driving thing, because now ain't nobody out there could say you haven't. Because the moment somebody cuts you off, it could be a little kid. You know how little kids be? Like we was. Little kids ride their bike in the street, and you almost hit, you like, ooh, man, that doggone little kid. You yelling out at the little kid. Man, where their parents at? Got the little kid riding the car, doggone bike in the street, I almost hit him. You know, you yell out something though, that's offensive. And that shows the word foible. Now that shows the very weak part of your character. You might be the greatest woman in the world, the greatest man in the world, but something got up under your skin that made you get outside of your character, of who you truly and really are. And now you may have said something that somebody else heard you say, and they go, oh, did you hear this joker, man? This joker, man, I thought he was cool, but then I heard him say that. No, it just something triggered you to say that. A weak part of your character, very small, weak part of your character. That's all it is. We all guilty of that to some degree. Peace.